GOP debates coming up. I thought I'd make a video and break it down for you. Okay, the first guy I'm going to look at here is Johnson. This guy has a good business mind. He has a great track record, lowering taxes, small government, like most of these guys. What I really like about him is he was elected based on economic concerns. This is why he's my early pick. Let's have a look.
I'd like everyone here to know that first and foremost, I'm an entrepreneur. I started a one-man handyman business in Albuquerque in 1974. And in 1994, I actually had 1,000 employees, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, pipe fitting, really, American dream come true. Work hard, show up on time, it's just amazing what that will do. I sold that business in 1999. Nobody lost their job, and go figure, they're doing better than ever. I view my venture into politics as entrepreneurial. I went and I introduced myself to the Republican Party a couple of weeks before I announced. And what they said was, wow, we like you, we like what you've got to say, we're an inclusive party, we want you to be a part of the debate, the discussion, running for governor, but you just need to know that you will never win. That it's not possible to come from completely outside of politics and get elected governor in a state that's 2-to-1 Democrat. Well, I got elected, and I would like to think it was based on what I had to say, which was that I was going to run state government like a business. Best product, best service, lowest price, that everything was going to be a cost-benefit analysis. What are we spending, and what are we getting for the money that we're spending?
Next, we'll be looking at Pinackley. This guy is the typical values candidate. However, I like him. He looks decent. However, his politics might be shrouded by this. It's early. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
We need to know where our help comes from. We need to be a country that turns toward God, not a country that turns away from God. Now, this is not the rhetoric of Ralph Reed or Chuck Scheffler or this group or any politician. This is a founding premise and perspective of the United States of America. They just didn't talk it. They just didn't believe it. They thought it was so important, so profoundly important, they embedded it into the founding documents in this country. There are many eloquent examples. You know of them. I'll give you just a few by way of example. In the Declaration of Independence, it of course says, we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. It doesn't say we're endowed by our member of Congress or our bureaucrat or our school board member. Our freedoms and our privileges are a grant, a blessing from our Creator.
Kane's a good talker. However, he was a talk show host. So, I don't know. But he's for small government, just like the last three, which is one of the reasons why I'm liking this year so far. But, like I said, it's early.
Always count on me, darling, from that day on. I made a vow, I'll be there when you want me some way, somehow.
Thank you. Let it be borne in mind that the tragedy of life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach for. It's not a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity to have no dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, the American dream is under attack But the good news is we are fighting back. We are fighting back with our voices and our votes. And it is under attack by what I describe as the attack of the Asians. Too much legislation, too much regulation, and too much taxation. The attack of the Asians is killing the American dream.
You're looking at Sorum. Now, up until now, I've been trying to capture everyone at their peak moments. However, I couldn't find one for this guy. So I decided I'd show him eating his own, playing the politics. Now, the danger in this guy is he's actually the odd man out. I don't know what he would do. I saw him talk about how he was going to rape healthcare for 40 minutes. I was going to show that, but I decided to show this. It shows a little bit what he's about. Little good, little bad, but he's pretty much just eating his own.
Just about every politician has made this mistake, where you get wrapped up in something and you compare it to something the Nazis did. It's a stupid analogy. Stand up, say, it's always a bad analogy. I don't care what it is. It's a bad analogy. Don't make it. I've done it. I stood up and said it was a stupid thing for me to say. I apologize for saying it. Even though you may have a legitimate reason for saying it, there might be some basis, it's dumb because all it does is inflame people. It hides the entire issue that you're trying to get to. What Representative Cohen should say is, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. And then go and make the point you want to make.
I don't know how. I don't think exactly a statement that says sorry, and I guess it's not particularly.
It doesn't say sorry.
It's a little inconvenient for him. On January 11th, he had an op-ed piece in Roll Call, and he talks about hateful speech, among other things. But his timing is a little bit bad.
Look, he made a mistake, and he has to recognize that he made a mistake. He doesn't. Obviously doesn't believe he's made a mistake. He actually does believe, obviously, that Republicans are being propagandists and lying, and he's not going to. Obviously, he's not backing down. He should back down in the analogy.
You know.
Last up, we have Ron Paul. Now, this is weird because Ron Paul was the black sheep of last year, and now he is one of the front runners. The GOP is dragging their feet on this, but this is who you got. You've got a whole pack of small government constitutionalists. And rather than showing him at CPAC or a private interview, I decided to show some footage from last year, which pretty much sums up everything and shows Ron Paul answering a very difficult question.
Another question about electability. Do you have any, sir? There's always the question as to whether or not you are in fact viable. Your differences with the Republicans with the rest of the Republicans on this stage has raised questions about whether or not you can actually win the Republican nomination, sir.
Well, we've only had 2 little primaries so far, so it's pretty premature to decide which one is going to be the candidate. But, you know, when you think about it, if you measured everything I've ever said, every vote I've ever taken against the Constitution, you know, I'm a strict constitutionalist. Are you suggesting the Republicans should write me off because I'm a strict constitutionalist? I'm the most conservative member here. I have voted, you know, against more spending and waste in government than anybody else. So you're suggesting that I'm not electable and the Republicans don't want me because I'm a strict fiscal conservative? because I believe in civil liberties? Why should we not be defending civil liberties? And why should we not be talking about foreign policy that used to be the part of the Republican Party? Mr. Republican Robert Taft didn't even want us to be in NATO. And you're saying now that we have to continue to borrow money from China to finance this empire that we can't afford? Let me see if I get this right. We need to borrow $10 billion from China, and then we give it to Musharraf, who's a military dictator who overthrew an elected government, and then we go to war, we lose all these lives promoting democracy in Iraq. I mean, what's going on here? And you're saying that this isn't appealing to Republicans? Where did this come about? I think this is a Republican message. I defend the platform. It used to say we got rid of the Department of Education. It doesn't say that. Now, we as Republicans went and doubled the size of the Department of Education. So where have we gone? I think we've lost our way. And then the insinuation that I am less Republican because of that?
Congressman, thank you.
Well, there you go. You got it. Now, if you disagree with anything in this video, you think I totally misjudged Srayom or whatever his name is, go ahead and comment. I like to hear this. Oh yeah, subscribe. Why not? Alright.